at a record high. Across the UK, there's a car stolen every 4 minutes.
It's just stolen both my cars.
Leaving families feeling violated.
There's people in my house, and more than likely they're not here for a good reason.
50 seconds was enough time to reprogram that car so that they had control of it and we didn't.
But an army of investigators are fighting back.
The car is actually parked just there.
By fitting vehicles with high-tech trackers.
Can't tell you what the devices look like or where we hide them.
So they can trace, track...
It's a cat and mouse game now. We just have to follow that signal.
And snatch them back from the crooks who took them.
There you go. There we go. Got it.
Before they're sold on or shipped overseas.
They're called organised crime groups for a reason. They're organised. They plan this stuff.
Today, the hunt for an Audi SQ8 gets the tracking team into a tight spot.
And everything is emanating from behind this black garage door. And now to me, I'm calling it.
And a much-loved motorhome is snatched from the owner's driveway.
That's my pride and joy, and somebody else has taken it. That's not right.
And a container full of car parts.
Watch out. That's about 12 tonne of chopped up cars.
Reveals that car crime really is a dangerous game.
We've also got petrol tanks. These things are like a ticking time bomb when they're at sea.
Many stolen cars end up in illegal garages or chop shops, where they're dismantled and stripped for parts to be sold on the black market. For the criminals, it can be a highly lucrative business, providing they don't get caught. Specialist vehicle tracker Richard Taylor has seen firsthand the work of the car thieves.
I get to go to site, I get to see the situations that these criminals leave the vehicles in. One of the easiest things to do, which probably is the quickest, is to actually take the vehicle and chop it into pieces.
Richard's latest job involves an Audi SQ8 luxury hire car that's gone missing. It's exactly the sort of car that could end up in a chop shop.
The end client has broken off all forms of communication, and that normally indicates there's something amiss somewhere. They're really nervous about this car because it's only a few days old and it's worth about 95 grand.
A GPS signal from the car's tracker shows it's parked in Newport, South Wales, 120 miles from Richard's base. It's been stationary for the last 24 hours. Richard suspects such a high-value car is being kept out of sight to avoid unwanted attention.
We've had a look at the street view where the GPS is. There's kind of two options really. We've got a GPS that's sort of round the back of a car sales place, and there is some lockups there, and it could be in one of those. Or there's a black garage door. It's quite a small garage, and it could be inside there.
The plan is to use gadgets like these, an RF or radio frequency receiver, to pinpoint the location.
Obviously the RF, we'll be able to tell exactly which garage it's in or lock up. And that's the beauty of the RF signals. We can see through concrete and pick up where this car is.
The thieves have had the vehicle for over 24 hours, so we'll have to move quickly to get the car back in one piece.
What is going to happen in that 24 or 36 hours if, it's a stolen vehicle at the end of the day, and what happens to stolen vehicles? Well, either they get shipped out of the country or they get stripped down, taking the bits off the vehicle, taking the wings off, the doors off, maybe taking the engine out, the gearbox. By dismantling it, they will eventually be able to resell those parts. So, yeah, pretty tense at the moment for the owner of a 95 grand Audi SQ8.
Richard's arrived in Newport and is joined on location by his colleague Danny and one of the hire company's recovery teams.
What's that? It's a signal receiver.
They know they're in the right area, but there's no clear signal coming from any of the lockups.
Nothing down that way. So we're just doing an RF sweep. We're just checking out some garages back here. There's nothing in there. I've just checked those garages down just to make sure it's not coming from there.
But if you turn it round that way, it's louder, yeah?
As they approach the main road, the signal gets stronger.
Got six. Got six.
Richard's found a small lock-up beside a shop where the signal is strongest.
There's nowhere. Oh, I think it's behind that garage door there.
But it's way too narrow to squeeze in the Audi SQ8.
We've gone round the side of the building and everything is emanating from behind this black garage door. And now to me, I'm calling it, right? So that's, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to tell the police it's behind that black door.
He's convinced the Audi's inside the small garage, but could this mean it's already been chopped up into parts? Later,
Here's the police coming now.
the police arrive to help snatch back the Audi SQ8, but will they find it in one piece?
Didn't see it was in bits or anything, and no wheels hanging off or doors hanging off.
Cars stolen from residential streets and driveways are often given new identities and sold on, but some are destined for a more undignified end. Ruthless organised crime gangs cram multiple cars into shipping containers which are then sent overseas and sold. At Felixstowe Port, stolen vehicle examiner Adam Gibson is on a mission to thwart the crooks.
Today's container is one that's been intercepted from a chop shop, and we suspect the contents within is loads of chopped up vehicles. Generally it's high-end vehicles, BMWs, Mercedes.
Breaking up cars and selling parts separately is a lucrative business for the criminals.
The parts have a higher value generally than the whole cars sometimes, so they will break them up. Part of the reason of that is out in these countries where the cars are going, you can't just go to your local dealership if you've got a problem because there either isn't one, or if you've got a stolen car and you take it there, it can be identified as a stolen car. So they're basically kept on the road by these back street garages that have got all these parts. Oh, watch out.
Adam's intel was spot on.
This is about 12 tonne of chopped up cars. So we're going to have to wade our way through it and see what we've got.
And he can see instantly that the parts belong to high-spec vehicles.
Range Rover headlights there. That caliper around there, you'll see the Mercedes emblem and stuff. These seats here, judging by the clips on those, they will also be Jaguar Land Rover. So normally it isn't just one brand, you get several brands of vehicles, but it's all normally luxury stuff that's chopped up. Our job in this now will be to look at what parts we've got there and see if we can build individual cars and identify what cars have been broken up and chopped up.
They've got a big task ahead, so Adam briefs the team.
Put all the plastic and stuff around the corner, all the stuff that's getting slung, I suppose, and then bring it out along this wall and build the vehicles up. So straight away, as soon as you start peeling the plastic off, we've got BMW M Sport panel, so we've now got Mercedes, Land Rover and BMW with one container.
Adam and his team begin by placing the car parts into separate piles according to the car they've come from.
This is when the jigsaw begins. These are Jaguar Land Rover, so they'll go with these seats. Yeah. As you can see, there's little to no care taken in protecting that interior. We get a lot of them are ripped and torn. They just don't worry about what they're doing because they're not paid anything for the cars.
The container is crammed with everything from headlights to hubcaps, but the savvy thieves know which parts will make them money.
The main value is in the engine and gearbox because that's the likely thing that's going to break on the car over in the other country that they need to replace. The seats and other stuff are a bit of a bonus really, or almost like packaging for the other stuff.
As well as shipping car parts, astonishingly, the crime gangs also send cars that are simply sliced in half.
So this is what we call a half cut. They've literally just run a saw straight through it, through all your cables, prop shafts, etc., just gone straight through the whole floor. What we call half cuts or nose cuts is where they will literally cut through the windscreen, straight down through the floor, sort of behind the dashboard, and they'll leave the whole nose complete with the engine, gearbox, everything all still connected. The reason they do that is quicker to load, and secondly, the countries they're going to, they can pay somebody peanuts to break it apart because labour's far cheaper at the other end.
As the first half cut's removed, it becomes apparent that it's a high-end model worth upwards of 50 grand new.
It's a convertible BMW 440i. And that was someone's pride and joy sat on their driveway. So this one's still got the chassis number and everything still on it, so we'll be able to confirm what that vehicle was quite easily.
Adam and the team are not even halfway through the box and they've already uncovered parts from 2 BMWs, a Range Rover and a Mercedes. And the contents of this container are just the tip of the iceberg.
It's a massive business, multi-million pound business. Some of the scrapyards out in these countries are huge.
Later, the team find more buried treasure.
The Audi R8s, especially the GTs, are the sort of 200 mile an hour supercars, isn't it? Someone's took a sword to an Audi R8 and cut it in half.
In Newport, South Wales, Richard's picked up a radio signal for a missing Audi SQ8 worth almost 100 grand.
So I think it's behind that garage door there. Getting it through the concrete building.
He makes his way round to the other side of the garage, where there's a larger door. It looks increasingly likely this is where the luxury car is being stashed.
When you put all the evidence together, we've got the sales site, we've got a cluster of GPS positions, visited site, we've got the RF, we've been through the back of the shop, we've gone round the side of the building, and everything is emanating from behind this black garage door.
To make doubly sure, Danny's trying to unlock the car remotely using the spare key.
If we can make a small gap underneath the door, sometimes you can lever them up, but if you can make a small gap and then you can operate the keys, then obviously if the indicators will go off and we'll see some lights flashing and we know it's our car inside. So, got to be worth a go.
Yeah. Slow flash.
Slow flash.
Yeah, you got the other keys. It's in there.
There we go. That worked. Good idea, Dan. Well done, mate.
We managed to get the roller door up by a few inches, cracked the old remote control, indicators flashed inside, guaranteeing the vehicle's inside. Easy to convince the police. I mean, it's easier than with the RF. You know, the RF, they might not know, but if we press a button on the remote and the indicators flash, I think the police would say it's inside. So, yeah, great. Really happy with that.
Although they've found the car, the garage looks very tight and there's still a concern about whether it's been chopped up for export.
Didn't see it was in bits or anything, and no wheels hanging off or doors hanging off.
There's only one thing for it. They need to get the doors open.
So just wheel these out of the way then, or?
Yeah, just get rid of them.
The police arrive right on cue and quickly gain entry. But is the car inside?
Maybe.
And there it is at last, the missing Audi.
He's left the boot open, left the windows open. There's nothing inside the vehicle, no?
And the good news is the car has not been stripped at all and it's in really good condition. So, I mean, I'm amazed it was actually in there. I could hardly squeeze past between the wall. I mean, it's only a small garage, but it's in there and the car looks good.
Yeah, we're not going to get out of this little one at the back, are we? Yeah, it's tight.
Finally, they get the roller door open and this luxury motor can be returned to the grateful owners.
I think if we hadn't acted straight away on this one and we'd left it another day or the customer had waited another day, we could have had a different situation here. We could have taken that door up and we could have been in tears, literally. You know, the thing could have been stripped, half of it could have been missing. So I think the prompt actions of the customer, you know, getting us out there and in this case, you know, it was a stolen vehicle, cooling down, and yeah, a day later it could have been really different.
Caravans and motorhomes are being targeted by criminal gangs. Second-hand prices are rising and thieves are cashing in. Every year, around 4,000 of these vehicles are stolen.
Right, this is my pride and joy. It's a 7.5 metre long motorhome, nearly 3 metres tall, 2.4 metres wide.
This is my motorhome. This is a double bed which comes down from here. We've got a microwave, sink, fridge, cooker, toilet, shower, everything you could ever want.
Ewan McInnes enjoys nothing more than a few days away from it all in his home from home.
I try to get away most weekends when I'm not working. We manage to go everywhere and anywhere, all the way up to the North Yorkshire moors, down to the Welsh coast, all the way down to Cornwall. It's just the freedom to go where you want and meet other people in the community who've just got their motorhomes and camper vans, and we meet up occasionally, and just being able to go anywhere you like, really, within reason.
But there's one weekend Ewan and his wife will never forget. They'd been away in the motorhome and got back home to Loughton in Essex late Sunday evening.
Normally, the vehicle, I'd take it to a yard where it'd be parked up in a secure yard. But this night, I just got home, thought we'd unload any bits and pieces the next morning.
Ewan locked his £55,000 motorhome and left it parked outside overnight.
When I park up, I always put on the steering wheel lock. It's all locked up. It's near my house. You'd think it'd be fairly safe.
For extra protection, Ewan's motorhome was fitted with a dash cam and GPS tracking device.
Me and the wife went to bed, I suppose about 10 o'clock. She says, I can hear something. She goes, sounds like our motorhome starting. I go, no, you're imagining it. She goes, no, I can hear it. And I went to the window, and I've seen the lights come on, and then it's driven down the road.
As the motorhome pulled away, the tracker was automatically activated, and the dash cam began recording, providing astonishing footage of what ensued.
I just couldn't believe my eyes that my vehicle was moving down the road without me. That's my pride and joy. I've put money into that. I've made it how I want it to be, and somebody else has taken it. And that's not right. It's not a feeling I want to have ever again. It's horrendous.
Ewan checked the motorhome's tracking app on his phone.
I've seen it heading a road towards the local motorway. So I've just jumped in my car, headed off towards where I thought it would be.
Ewan's pursuit was also recorded on dashcam.
As I've got up the road, I've got to a set of lights. My heart was thumping. This is a dashcam from my car. I've pulled up the GPS tracking system, and I could see that he's down at the next set of lights. Is he going to go onto the motorway, or is he going to go straight on? I don't know.
A few hundred metres ahead, the thief was also stuck on red and losing patience.
Come on.
Ewan's lights changed first. He turned left, and the motorhome came into sight.
When I've turned after waiting at them lights what seemed like an eternity, there it was. Then you just go for it without thinking of your own safety. I just wanted it back.
Ewan was now right behind the stolen motorhome, but he couldn't stop the thief moving over and then turning left onto the motorway slip road.
I just thought, I've got to stop it. I don't know why, I've just got to stop him from getting on the motorway.
The car in front of the motorhome was being driven by an accomplice. Ewan followed the two vehicles, determined to stop the thief from getting onto the motorway. Eventually, the motorhome pulled over.
I pulled round in front of him. I bibbed me horn to try and attract their attention that I'm there. He's pulled back round me. I pulled forward from him again. I'm thinking, I want to stop them, but I don't want to damage the vehicle. I want them to stop, but they didn't. I've pulled round in front and onto the motorway, and I'm thinking, where are they?
Ewan continued along the motorway, but he'd lost sight of the motorhome.
And in the meantime, my phone's ringing. It's the police. Where are you? I said, oh, I'm on the motorway. Just pulled onto the slip road. And the police said, stay there. We're right behind you. We'll be there in a minute.
They had great news. Ewan's motorhome had been found, abandoned at the side of the motorway.
The thief has run across the field, disappeared. But I've got my motorhome back.
The thieves had hammered out the ignition lock, ripped out the dashboard, and cut the steering wheel in 3 places to remove the steering lock.
Thinking that the steering wheel lock would stop them has been thrown out the water, because that did not stop them. They got through that within seconds.
Ewan's now had an alarm fitted, reinforced the locks, and bought a cover for the steering wheel.
Buying a full cover that goes over the steering wheel, I think will stop them more. It wouldn't stop them completely. If they had enough time, they might get through it. I think if they want your vehicle, they will take it. It's just putting barriers in their way to stop them. You just got to make it harder for them.
If you witness a crime, you should call the police and report it. Protecting your vehicle is one thing, but you should never place yourself in danger by giving chase or trying to confront car thieves.
I think in hindsight, it wasn't the best idea to run after them. It could have ended badly for me. So many things could have been different that night. And I was so thankful that I'd got that tracking fitted when I did. It's been a godsend. Yeah, it really is.
Felixstowe Port, stolen vehicle examiner Adam Gibson and his team have intercepted a 40-foot container full of high-value car parts.
It's like Jenga, isn't it?
After a busy morning, they've reached the halfway point in the container, which is full of chopped-up luxury motors that will never be driven again.
Common misconception that they rebuild the cars the other end. You can't make a car out of it because you're missing certain pillars, you're missing the roof. But it is literally for the various high-value bits like the engines and gearboxes. But it's quicker to do this than it is to strip those right out and then put them in a container.
As they get deeper into the box, Adam makes a potentially lethal discovery. Giant lithium battery taken from an electric car.
The big problem with this is those are highly flammable. If that was to rupture, it would go into thermal runaway. And there's no putting it out, you just got to watch it burn. And it'll get well over 1,000 degrees if it wants to. So that'll probably be stored out of the way, separate to everything else.
And it's not long before they discover the car the battery came from. A BMW iX3 worth around 65 grand.
Doesn't look much like a car anymore. It's had its day. Sadly, didn't live for very long. With a quick check on the VIN label there. July 2021 this vehicle was made. Yeah, that's the back end. The front end below with the electric motor between the front axle there. They don't always put the rear ends in. Sometimes you just get the front ends. But it poses a problem for them. What do you do with that? How do you dispose of that?
Unloading the parts from the container is one thing. Reassembling the cars and identifying them is the real challenge.
You've got the BMW iX3, the white one with the battery cell. You've then got the BMW 440i, the convertible, which is these two halves. That's your X5 in front, your BMW X5. This is your Range Rover, and then that's your Mercedes. What judging by panels now looks like a C-Class potentially, or an E-Class. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles. In the end, at the moment, we don't know the last 10 feet, but I think it's going to be more parts from these 5.
But at the back of the container, there's a surprise in store.
Oh, there you go. Audi R8 GT. So that was a supercar. You said, do we get any Audis? How's an R8 GT to you? The Audi R8s, especially the GTs, are the sort of 200 mile an hour supercars, isn't it? That's why the roof is only that wide, and yeah, you got someone's took a sword to an Audi R8 and cut it in half. It's just such a shame, isn't it? The kind of cars they're chopping up is just sacrilege.
The front section of this high-performance sports car is removed from the container.
This is a 200 mile an hour supercar, and when new, this is about £180,000. Even now, they're still worth in the high 60s.
In the thieves' haste to fill the containers and get them shipped abroad, the last thing on their minds is health and safety.
So, in addition to the lithium batteries we've had in here, and all the sawdust and all the other bits, we've also got petrol tanks, which clearly have still got fuel in, by the way. So these things are like a ticking time bomb there at sea. The end is in sight. We can now see the end of the container, and then put the most valuable thing in the whole container probably at the back here to make sure it's in. That's the V10 engine from the Audi R8 buried at the back there. This is the bonnet. That's the bonnet off the R8. These are the rear quarter panels from the R8. So we're slowly building the car. But yeah, I don't think you want to take it on a track day after it's been put back together.
So that's it. After a hard day's graft, the container has finally been emptied of all those high-value motors. But just how much would they have been worth before the thieves stripped them down at the chop shop?
If they're going on their actual values, I reckon, yeah, it's around the £700,000 mark, based on what we've got.
3 BMWs, a Range Rover, a Mercedes, and an Audi supercar worth almost 200 grand were chopped up and squeezed into a 40-foot box. Although these cars will never be on the road again, the Navsys team have upset the crook's supply chain.
It's nice when we get the whole cars and we can phone the victims up, especially if it's their pride and joy and they want it back. We can phone them up and say, we've got your whole car. On this occasion, we won't be doing that, but we have at least deprived the criminals of their ill-gotten gains, and they're not going to profit from this.
There are some steps we can take to beat the car thieves. Make sure your car has an alarm, immobiliser and tracker. Check the doors are locked. Don't rely on the fob. Keep your keys in a signal blocking bag well away from the doors and windows. A strong steering lock or wheel clamp is a good visual deterrent. Think about where you park. Security lights and a doorbell camera may frighten off some camera-shy car thieves. And finally, if you have a garage, use it.